Hi, this is Derek Regensberger, and welcome to another episode of the Clarinet Connection, your source for gear and product reviews and practice and performance tips for the clarinet. Today we're going to talk about reeds, and I'm going to test 8 different varieties from a number of different manufacturers. All right, here's the 8 reeds that we're going to be trying out today. The first is a blue box Vandoren traditional reed in strength 3.5. The next one is a Vandoren 56 Rue Lepic, and that's also in a strength 3.5. The next couple reeds are a little thicker strengths by Vandoren. They are the V12 and the V21. As you can see, the cane is a little bit thicker on the V12 and V21s. Next we have a Gonzalez FOF reed, and that's in strength 3.25, and meant to be cut similar to a V12 or V21 reed. It's a pretty thick caned reed. Next is a Austrian Pilgerstorfer reed, and this is in strength 4. The next to last reed is a Leuthner reed in strength 3.5, and the last reed is a Behn. That's also in a strength 4. Okay, let's take a look at some of the reeds. First of all, we're going to take a look at the Vandoren series. So from left to right, we have the traditional Vandoren, the Vandoren V12, the Vandoren Rue 56, and the Vandoren V21. So the basic difference is the thickness of the reed. So you can see that the Vandoren V12 is considerably thicker than the traditional. So a few of the differences between the Vandoren reeds. First of all, the traditional comes in strengths of 1 to 5, and really it's designed to be a kind of an all-purpose reed. With the V12 that was introduced in the 1980s, it's a thicker heel. So again, the rear of the reed is considerably thicker than the rear of the reed on the traditional. So again, what that's going to help do is help it last a little bit longer, provide a little more resonant sound to the reed, and overall the reed has more harmonics in it. It's got a deeper, richer sound. So next up is the Rue 56, and the Rue 56 is again made from thicker cane, and that's going to allow it to have again a deeper, more resonant sound. It's going to have a very quick response. So one of the main features of the Rue 56 is that it's got an incredibly quick response. They also, because of the thickness of the cane, tend to be more consistent from reed to reed. There's also smaller strength gradations. If you prefer the quick response of the 56, but you like the sound of the V12, then the cut of the V21 is what you want. As you can see, it has a straight cut rather than a curved cut. It's also going to provide a little warmer sound in that V12 profile. What I found is it does have a very nice response to it, but it's a little bit harsher than the V12. So what you get is kind of a trade-off. I would note that the V12 and the V21 are, because of their thickness, you really do need to go down about half a grade in reed strength. So if you are, for example, playing a 3.5 in a traditional or a 56, you really want to use a 3 in either the V12 or the V21. Next up, this is a Gonzalez reed. So the Gonzalez reed is more consistent reed. So it's grown from a single cane yard in Argentina. It does have, again, an American cut to it. This is the FOF, or For Our Friends series. And the For Our Friends series is designed to be more of a professional and advanced amateur reed than other reeds in the Gonzalez line. It does have a thicker heart and tip. So it is a pretty stiff reed. So I would say it's in line with, say, a V12 or a V21. Because of that, you really want to go down at least a quarter strength. The Gonzalez's come in quarter strengths between 2 and 5. So this particular reed is a 3 1/4. I do find that it does have a very nice response, good articulation, a really good warm and deep sound to it. All right, next up is the Behn Brio reed. And the Behn Brios, they run about half a step softer than other reeds. But again, it's a reed that has been designed to be a professional reed. And basically, it comes with a little denser core. So you can see that almost all the way up to the tip of the reed, the cane comes up. So it tends to play very consistently because of that. The harder tip play a little bit, gives you a little more resonant sound. All right, next up is Peter Leuthner, and this is an Austrian reed and made in Vienna, and it is an American cut. Again, you can compare it to, say, the V21 on the right here, and you can see it's more of a curved cut, and it's going to be similar in shape to, say, a Rue 56. So you can see there the comparison and just how similar the two are between each other and as far as cut and style. The Leuthner is going to provide a very warm sound. So I think you'll discover that it really does produce a very strong sound to it. Really clean articulation as well. So that's a nice choice. All right, another Austrian variant is Pilgerstorfer. And Pilgerstorfer, they do make reeds for both the Austrian style mouthpieces as well as more American style or French style mouthpieces. And again, you can see the curved cut to it, so it does have the American cut. Pilgerstorfer, like the Behn, run about half a strength softer than normal. This is a Dolce. And the Dolce is made, according to the website, for open mouthpieces with short and wide facings. But it does have a slightly longer vamp to it, so I found that I could play it just fine on my Phobes closed-tipped mouthpiece and seemed to work just perfectly. I really like the response of this reed. Again, it's a little softer, so it's not going to have quite the power that, say, a V12 has. But overall, really impressed with the Pilgerstorfer. I think it provides kind of a great combination of sound quality and articulation. The first one I'm going to look at is manufactured by Behn. His reed is called the Brio. The next reed I'm going to look at is the Vandoren Traditional. This is a strength 3 1/2 and pretty standard for most players. Vandoren 56 Rue Lepic. The next reed is the Vandoren V12, and the Vandoren V12s have been around for a number of decades. Next up is the Vandoren V21. The V21 is designed to be a cross between the Rue 56 and the V12. Next up is the Gonzalez reed. This is the FOF designation, and these are designed for professional and advanced amateur players. Next up is an Austrian reed, Pilgerstorfer. articulation on the Pilgerstorfer reed. I think it also allows for a pretty wide range of dynamics, and it's pretty effortless to play. So I think this is one of the overall the nicer reeds that I've tried. Next up is a Peter Leuthner or Peter Leuthner reed. It's in a 3.5 strength. So again, I think it's a pretty good reed. I think it lacks a little bit of the the low end power that some of the other reeds like the Pilgerstorfer and some of the thicker Vandoren models have.